Third week of March 2017. During the end of February of this year, there was a great deal of fanfare surrounding the sudden discovery by NASA's Spitzer Space Telescope that they had found a 7-planet star system some 39 light-years from Earth, which they dubbed TRAPPIST-1. In their stunning announcement, they declared that 3 of those planets are believed to be capable of sustaining extraterrestrial life. Now, it seems a bit strange that NASA is gaining all of the attention with this discovery, when in fact it was an online news source that had revealed the very same facts nearly 1 year before the blockbuster announcement by NASA had become big news. Jewish mystics had actually predicted the discovery of this star system nearly 2,000 years earlier. This is a claim made by Yuval Avadia, an Israeli filmmaker who has made several award-winning films on the subject of Nibiru and Planet X. Avadia emphasized the similarity between NASA's recent discovery and the description in the ancient Jewish sources. 2,000 years ago, the Zohar, the foundational work of Jewish mysticism, had predicted the appearance of a star with 7 planets orbiting it, as shown in this passage. Avadia states that this is not a foreign idea that was incorporated into Judaism. In fact, many rabbis have acknowledged the possibility of a Planet X coming close to or actually hitting the Earth. Because NASA obscures the facts, knowledge of its existence cannot be fully understood. The deception could not be any more clear. NASA has long stated that Planet X is impossible, a fable created by delusionary conspirators. But now they state that it actually does exist, but that it is many light years away. The truth is this when it comes to NASA. You cannot have your cake and eat it too. So what is the truth? Either it exists or it doesn't. It can't be both ways. Here is the truth as we know it. We are already seeing the influence of this star system. In the last 10 years, we have seen a sharp rise in the number and intensity of natural catastrophes. Authorities who monitor incoming meteors and asteroids admit that the number of meteors that are striking the Earth has gone up enormously in recent times. So the sudden NASA discovery only confirms what we already know, that there is something coming our way. In a remarkable concurrence of events, the NASA unexpected announcement in February of a star system called TRAPPIST-1 with 7 orbital planets was actually proclaimed 1 month earlier in January by Planet X author and investigator David Meade, who called this star Nibiru with 7 planets surrounding it, now headed towards Earth. Here is what he said.
There's a number of videos there. I've seen some real good ones from the South Pole Telescope, and they indicate that there are a variety of moons around this. It's basically, as you say, it's its own solar system. A lot of people don't realize this, but binary, what we've got in our solar system here is obviously a binary twin. 76%, this is a fact, of all stars are binary twins. In fact, 16% are trinary twins. There are 3 suns, but ours has a binary companion, and it comes under the name of Planet X, Nibiru, and so forth, Nemesis. There are various names to it. But ours has a binary twin, and it's very common. It's extremely common, and it's basically what is approaching us. And apparently, from all descriptions, indications, reports, insider reports, photographs, and other sources of human and signal intelligence, it contains 5 to 7 moons around it. So It's a solar system approaching our solar system, which makes it extremely dangerous.
Since the late 70s leading up to the present time, the return of the mysterious world of Nibiru has been predicted on many occasions. The man who first wrote about it in the modern age, Zecharia Sitchin, claimed to have based his research on ancient texts by two Middle Eastern cultures, the Babylonians and the Sumerians. The followers of this man's research were ridiculed and labeled as cranks for years, until scientists at the California Institute of Technology found evidence that suggested the prophecy might actually be true. So now the train has left the station. It is on a roll. There is no stopping it. In January of 2016, astronomers announced that they had found evidence of a long-fabled ninth planet, up to 15 times the size of Earth, in the dark outer reaches of our solar system. They named the icy giant Planet 9, which they claim takes 20,000 Earth years to orbit the Sun. And in another unbelievable coincidence, Daniel Whitmire, formerly of the University of Louisiana and now a professor at the University of Arkansas, claims that Planet 9 has wiped out all life on Earth before. There is an obvious pattern developing here. It is more than just coincidence. The deception brought forth by the elite is now catching up with them. Here is that pattern. Planet X investigators and observers have been warning for years that a giant hidden planet called Nibiru would in effect cause great turmoil on Earth. In January of 2016, respected astronomers announced the discovery of a massive planet that has the potential of wiping out life on Earth. Planet X investigators and observers state that Nibiru is a star system comprised of 7 planets. In February of 2017, NASA announces it has found a new 7-planet star system. But this story gets even more interesting. Remember that I said that Planet X author David Meade had said that Nibiru was comprised of 7 planets that would come close to or possibly hit the Earth this fall, in the September-October time frame. Well, in another startling coincidence, Mike Brown, the Caltech professor who discovered the real Planet 9, said it would be seen in the sky by the winter of 2017. So whether we call this system Planet 9, TRAPPIST-1, or Nibiru Planet X, they are all referring to the same thing, and NASA is being forced to slowly admit it. After more than 3 decades of concealing the truth and denying its existence, they are now trying to pass the buck as best they know how. So the closer we get to the revelation of this planetary constellation in the sky, the more information will be revealed by NASA regarding it, although they will never openly admit to it. This is what it is in a nutshell. It has come down to us versus them. As it is, NASA cannot ignore the many photos, videos, and other evidence that has come forth in the past few years. Therefore, they are compelled to admit that they have most likely found Planet 9 in early 2016. Then in February of this year, they made a blockbuster announcement of the discovery of a mini solar constellation system in our backyard, so to speak. So who is deceiving who here? We realize that they are referring to the same thing that many of us have been talking about and expecting for many years. But this is what NASA is very good at doing. They reveal just a little bit of information, much like hitting the tip of an iceberg while hiding the bulk of its massive presence from public view. The truth, of course, will be told. More will be revealed as time goes on. What NASA has announced has to be the Nibiru constellation. Otherwise, why would they unexpectedly and suddenly talk about finding another solar system out there in space? It all comes down to the mounting evidence that points to the existence of the 10th planet, a solar system merging with ours. What is so sad about this whole ordeal is that NASA, in their infinite wisdom, will leak bits and pieces of the puzzle, but will never reveal the danger of this passing system. Instead, when it appears naked eye in the sky, they will just tell us to keep taking pictures of it and keep living our lives. NASA wants you to trust them explicitly. They assured the inhabitants of Earth that Planet X was a complete fabrication with no scientific basis for existence. They said that the orbit of this newly found Planet 9 was elliptical rather than circular, so it would be impossible to collide with the Earth. They said that it swings out 75 times as far from the Sun as Pluto, or about 93 billion miles away. They said it is not due to come anywhere near the Earth at any point. They said that if it were to come close to Earth, it would have been naked eye visible by now and seen by amateur astronomers. So in other words, we can all breathe easy as long as we trust what the scientists are telling us. Well, that was in 2016. But this is 2017. And it seems that their story has a new twist to it. It now appears that there is more than one newly discovered planet. There are 7 of them, 3 of which sustain life, all of which revolve around a star. But not to worry, it is 39 light years away. So you see, the story keeps changing and will most likely change again very soon, to the point that maybe we will never believe anything that they are telling us. And maybe that is their ultimate objective. One thing is true that we have known all along. There is something out there that is affecting every living thing on Earth. There is an alternative perspective on what we know and have been taught about the makeup and the existence of our planet and that of the entire solar system. The revelations are forthcoming. We know time has a way of changing everything, but changes are a natural part of our existence, and if we are to evolve as a species, then we must adapt to those changes, even in the worst of times. So when I end my presentation by asking each of you to look to the sky, I do so with a purpose in mind. By observing the sky, you are actually discovering the signs that are provided by way of the sun, moon, and stars, which continue to guide us in these troubled times. Be sure to follow us on our Facebook page for the latest images and videos on Planet X, and visit our media website for the latest alternative news stories from across the globe. Regardless of what you may do in your day, take a moment to appreciate your surroundings and the beauty that is there. It will help you in your quest for truth and understanding.